I'm Martha. I travel with David. I've been traveling with David since 1988. We live in Virginia and we have traveled around the United States, Canada, the Caribbean, Europe, and the Middle East. In April of 2024, we decided to travel closer to home and explore the Blue Ridge Parkway. From our home in Richmond, we drove through a dreary fog past Charlottesville and up to the top of Afton Mountain. That's where we got on the Blue Ridge Parkway, and we're delighted to discover that we were actually above the clouds. Afton is the northernmost point of the Blue Ridge Parkway. It is where the Blue Ridge Parkway connects to the Skyline Drive and the Shenandoah National Park. But that's a video for another day.
We are entering the Blue Ridge Parkway. We're pulling over on our very first overlook to look at these unique clouds that will be here only today, gone tomorrow. And I don't know that I've ever seen that before. That is pretty cool. Look how the clouds on top are just moving. Hi, Martha. It's a video.
Oh, wow, we are on top of a mountain, Afton Mountain, and we are at our very first stop on the Blue Ridge Parkway. We are enamored by the clouds. Our first stop was the Afton Overlook, just 0.2 of a mile down the parkway. We knew we had miles to go on our first day, and it was already 10:30 in the morning, so we breezed on past Humpback Rock around milepost 6. However, we have hiked it before, and we highly recommend both that hike and the 19th century mountain farm exhibit near the trailhead. Stopped at the Fork Mountain Overlook at milepost 23, then at Yankee Horse Ridge at milepost 34. Where are we, David?
We're at on an old railroad track on a bridge built out of wood.
There were numerous opportunities to stop at overlooks for the next 20 miles, but we knew we had a destination, so we enjoyed the view out of the window as we drove slowly down the parkway. At milepost 60, we were disappointed to discover that the Otter Creek restaurant and gift shop that we remembered fondly from years ago is permanently closed. Near milepost 63, we stopped to enjoy a snack by the river and to check out the James River Canal. Hey, David.
Hey, so this is day one of heading south on the Blue Ridge Parkway. Behind us is the James River, and there's an old canal lock somewhere across the river there. We've been traveling about almost two hours, looking at about 45 miles an hour, just enjoying a very quiet, peaceful morning.
at Apple Orchard Mountain, we reached the highest point on the Blue Ridge Parkway in Virginia. So we are at Peaks of Otter. This is Sharp Top behind David, and this is the lake. The visitor center is not open until April 26th. We're disappointed. David, what can you tell me about Peaks of Otter?
So Sharp Top Mountain, people thought that was the highest point in Virginia for a long, long time, and then Martha and I just passed Apple Orchard about 6, 7, 8 miles back, and that's higher than Sharp Top. And this is an area that my brothers and I used to backpack and hike and camp, and even a year and a half ago we had Liam camping across the lake at the campground. It's a great place to be.
At milepost 95, we stopped at Pine Tree Overlook to enjoy a fabulous view of the Peaks of Otter. Our next stop was around milepost 115, where we could look down at the Roanoke River. We recorded the train going by because we knew it would delight our grandson. Papa, is there a train?
There is a long train.
Oh boy!
It's burning through the mountains.
Wow!
That's a big train.
Papa gets to see a big train.
Big, long train.
Oh yeah. We got off the Parkway at milepost 136 and proceeded to Bent Mountain Lodge in Copper Hill, where we had made a reservation for the night. We were delighted with every aspect of this place. The host made us feel right at home and treated us to a complete tour. The view was amazing. We enjoyed sitting on the swings by the fire pit. After a delicious continental breakfast the next morning, we hit the road to continue south on the Blue Ridge Parkway. I think most people would agree that Mabry Mill is a must-see on the Blue Ridge Parkway.
Lizzie, I'm sure, was doing something constructive every day too. There's 3 components to that building, and people, neighbors, would bring their corn and have it pulverized from the mill, and he also did some lumbering, creating lumber. There's a little town, what's the name of the little town?
Meadows of Dan.
Meadows of Dan, about a mile south of here. And there was bartering and trade going on. Behind Martha is 2 runs of water. This is the first one, and the second one is over there behind the shed. And they used to make whiskey over by on the other side of the house. You can see the house in the background there. And this was a happening neighborhood. 1910. Glad I wasn't here.
About a mile south of Mabry Mill, we exited the Parkway onto Route 58 to get gas in a town called Meadows of Dan. There we discovered a delightful little country store called Poor Farmer's Market.
Puts you in a good mood.
I was very tempted to get David a pair of fish flip-flops. Pickled beets, moonshine jelly, pear jam. Take your pick. We got it right here. Shortly after crossing into North Carolina, we were directed to take a detour that ended up causing us to miss about 60 miles of the Parkway. We got back on the Parkway at milepost 276 and took it to Blowing Rock. In Blowing Rock, we found a delightful hotel called Green Park Inn, and we enjoyed visiting the shops on Main Street downtown before returning to our hotel for a nice dinner. The next morning, after a delicious breakfast, we headed south on the Parkway, hoping to get to Asheville that evening. However, within just a couple of miles, we encountered a closed gate. We're at Stony Fork Overlook, outside of Blowing Rock, North Carolina, outside of Boone, North Carolina. What's up, David?
Well, this is our third day. The first day by far was the best day, traveling from I-64 in Virginia all the way to the state line. Beautiful country, spent the night at Bent Mountain Lodge. Enjoyed hearing that story of a midlife couple making a lodge into their dreams. And then we got on the road yesterday and traveled fairly flat country. We discovered at the state line that North Carolina, for 50 plus miles, the Blue Ridge Parkway was closed. So we got to take a look at backcountry roads and communities. And then today we got on the Parkway, and within a couple of miles it was closed. One of the locals thought because of the high winds and rain and snow coming in tonight, they should close the road this morning. So we're heading north, and we just passed Blowing Rock. We're going to jump on